So right now we are creating this interview to help the people for people who wanted to have the treatment for ball legs correction down, and this is the experience of the patient from United States. So the question is for you. The first question will be quite easy. When you first notice in your life that you have the ball legs?
Well, for my case, it's kind of special. I guess usually kids have it at an extremely young age, but for me, I didn't have this until I started playing sports at the age of about 14.
Mm-hmm.
And then in about 2 or 3 years, I noticed that I started to have pain in my arch, and then I went to a doctor, and it was when I went to a doctor, he told me, I have a deformity in my leg. It was causing the arch pain.
Did he told you that it's possible to correct it at that time or not?
At the time, it was already too late because everything it grew, it hardened already. So the only thing I could have done was for an operation.
Mm-hmm. I understood that. So it was a lot of it's gone a lot of time, yes. And what time did you start search for the ball legs correction procedure? Did you remember 2 years ago, 1 year ago?
I started in 2004 actually, and I looked at procedures, and I found one. I think it was in China, but I decided to not do it because the doctor I didn't think he had enough experience, and also the procedure was extremely intrusive. Like there was a big cut in the leg, which I didn't want.
I understand. So it was 2004, yes?
2004.
2004, and you start that. And the question is, it's for 4 years, did you done a search all the time, or just sometimes you are looking for something new was created in the internet, some information?
After 2004, after I decided to not go through with it, I forgot about it for a while. But this issue came, it returned because as I got older, I loved playing sports. So my legs started hurting. Actually a lot, especially the arch and sometimes the knee as well. So, and also I researched doing like a hip replacement or a joint replacement, because that's what I would have to do if I didn't correct this and I kept on playing sports until I'm old. So, that was a tremendous procedure that I don't want to go through. I have an experience where a co-worker of mine,
Mm-hmm.
his parents, had a hip replacement in the U.S. And since it's a huge procedure and a dangerous one, the doctor cut a nerve by accident in his legs, so the leg was paralyzed.
I understood.
Yeah,
so it's not
that
good.
Really scared me. Yeah.
So it was real scare for you in the US because you saw the patient that had a knee replacement or hip replacement.
He had a hip replacement,
I
which
understood
was a
that.
major, it's a huge operation to go through, and the recovery time is, I think it's well over 1 year. And
So
I just don't want to go through that.
So that's why it's makes you the sense to make the ball legs correction done in a young age.
Yeah,
yes?
I want to do it young, so I didn't need to do a hip replacement or a joint replacement when I got older.
Okay, and what about experience? How did you find the Ladistan Clinic and Dr. Veklich?
So I searched again, and I searched for the keyword GNU, whatever the disorder was called.
Januarum.
Januarum correction, and this came up, and I did some research. I talked to people, and I decided to go with this clinic because of the experience that you guys have. You guys have been doing this for over 20 years. That kind of helped, and also the procedure wasn't intrusive. It's just a wire cut. They poke holes in your leg instead of a huge cut. So that's one of the reasons I decided to come here.
Okay, how long time you need from the moment you find information about the clinic and you make your final decision to come for the procedure?
It took about half a year talking to people, talking to my parents, you know, talking about work.
That's fine. That's okay.
To make sure that talk to people who's had this operation, talk to my parents, talk to my work to make sure I could have the vacation time to do it. So after everything got straightened out, I decided to come here. The whole process was about 6 months.
Understood. So the whole treatment time is around 3 months, looking at the situation, and you come for the first time for 2 weeks, yes, for the surgery and 2 weeks of rehabilitation here, yes?
Yes.
And the question is, did you worry a lot before the surgery?
Yeah, I was. Well, naturally, anytime you have an operation, especially for a country that you didn't know too much about, it's a concern.
I understood about that. And what do you understand when you come here? Do you like that place? I mean, the Ladistan clinic and the staff and the doctor?
Yep. Yeah, I was surprised because this place is amazing. It's nicer than the house that I live in the States. It's very clean. The staff is friendly. The doctor is he's very into his work. I could tell. He tries to perfect his work, and he works hard at his craft. So that's reassurance for me.
I understood it. So you come, Pavel meets you in the airport. It's me doing that, and after that you have to transfer to the clinic for around 1 hour. And as I remember, next day you have had the ball correction surgery. So, what did you remember after you wake up after the surgery? What are your feelings you have? How do you feel yourself?
After I woke up, I was expecting to be cold because I read online that after the operation you'll be very cold, but I didn't have that problem. I wasn't cold at all. I didn't feel any pain at all because of the anesthesia. No pain. It was a lot more pleasant than I thought. I was expecting a lot worse, so I was happy about that.
Yes. And looking the way of pain when it appears for first time, it is very important for the people. What kind of pain for your sense you had?
The pain started at night. It was about, I would say, like 8 hours after the operation. It started having pain, but the pain was like equivalent to the pain of like a toothache, and I had an injection and I went to sleep and it was okay. So I was expecting it to be a lot more painful than it actually was. So that's one of the pluses of my experience. The pain wasn't as awful as I thought. Actually, it was really. I would say it was very, very pain-free. Yeah.
I understood it.
The most important thing is to deal with the recovery, because the recovery takes 2.5 months, 3 months. That's tedious. So you have to prepare for that. But the pain itself, I thought, wasn't a big issue.
I understood that. So you stay in the clinic for 2 weeks, and after that you stand for first time on your legs.
Right.
What about that feeling? How did you feel yourself when you stand on your legs? It was scared for you, or you just what do you say about leg shape you achieve after the 2 weeks?
Well, after the correction, it was very obvious my legs were straight, and I was very happy with it. As for standing, I don't remember too much how I felt, but I was just happy to be standing.